Picture this: you wake up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat. Your heart is pounding against your ribs as if you've just narrowly escaped an enraged predator, but the room is deathly silent. The only monster here is your own mind, its venomous whisper convincing you that you're not good enough, that you'll lose everything, and that tomorrow will bring nothing but ruin and shame. You've grown accustomed to thinking of your fears as your faithful guards. You fervently believe that this incessant anxiety keeps you alert and somehow in control of life's chaos. You've been lied to since childhood. In reality, your mind has become hostage to a sophisticated system it constructed itself, and right now you're willingly devoting all your life resources to maintaining your own jailer. Everything you knew about motivation, discipline, and willpower is just superficial white noise. While you struggle to combat your fears logically and consciously, your subconscious continues to feed them the richest, freshest energy of your precious attention. The urgency is that you must either immediately tame this abyss within you, or it will completely consume your future, leaving you an empty, frightened shell. We are here to debunk the greatest psychological myth of our time, the absurd belief that fear must be conquered, suppressed, or avoided. This is a death trap for your potential. The more fiercely you fight your own shadow, the thicker and heavier it becomes. True power lies not in the absence of fear, but in completely depriving it of its right to nourish you. Your thinking has been poisoned for years by an old, harmful habit. You perceive fear as a red traffic light, as a reason to stop. But in the philosophy of dark psychology, fear is your most accurate and reliable compass. It points not to a real danger, but to the one place where your greatest gift is buried, which you are so afraid to reveal to the world that your knees tremble. Insight 1, the Master's Protocol. Imagine an old, chained dog who barks hysterically at every random rustle outside the door. If you jump up from the couch every time and run to check the lock, you're clearly confirming to the dog that this rustle is truly deadly. You're training your brain to be even more afraid each time. In professional psychology, this is called a vicious reinforcement cycle. When you run from a difficult conversation, avoid conflict, or postpone an important life step because of clinging anxiety, your subconscious checks off the box: we only survived because we chickened out and didn't take risks. Thus, step by step, learned helplessness takes root within you, turning you into a slave to circumstance. You call it prudence and caution, but in reality, it's slow, deliberate self-sabotage. Your confidence can never grow in a sterile, safe laboratory of absolute peace. It is forged solely in those moments when you look your worst fear in the eye and do absolutely nothing in response. You simply allow it to vibrate within, giving it no power over your muscles or decisions. You must realize, fear is merely primitive biochemistry, a brief surge of cortisol, an echo of your ancient, animal instincts. It's not you. You are the one behind it all, calmly observing this chemical process. The moment you stop fussing and trying to fix your state, fear instantly loses its mystical power over your destiny. Insight 2, investing in the shadow. Imagine that you have a bank account in your head, from which years of your life are mercilessly deducted every time you replay the worst-case scenario in detail. You waste your thinking on visualizing disasters, and then you're genuinely surprised why you don't have the energy to even simply create your own tomorrow. Your mind is a perfect, high-precision machine for bringing any image into reality. When you're deathly afraid of betrayal or infidelity in your relationship, you unconsciously, at the microsignal level, alter your entire communication. You become suspicious, cold, or, worse, suffocatingly obsessive. You single-handedly create the very reality you so desperately fear. This is called the self-fulfilling prophecy effect. Your subconscious is a giant that doesn't understand irony or the word not. It hears only the object of your focused attention. By feeding your fear vivid images of your failure, you literally place a VIP order for its fulfillment with your own brain. It's time to stop being the main sponsor of your own misfortune. Start investing your precious attention in your value frame, in the image of strength you become when you act despite the paralyzing trembling in your hands. The power of your subconscious is colossal, but it's completely blind. It will build you either a majestic palace or a cramped crypt. It all depends on the blueprint you feed it before bed. Insight 3, the architecture of silence. Imagine an old, abandoned mansion, with the eerily howling night wind in the empty corridors. If you're terrified of this sound, you'll never dare enter and never find the treasures hidden by your ancestors. Your emotions are this wind. They can be noisy, they can be frightening, but inside, they are completely empty. Most people spend their entire lives trying to somehow drown out this inner hum: alcohol, endlessly scrolling through their feeds, empty, exhausting relationships. Any noise, just to avoid being intimate with what lies deep within. But the irony is that it is in this frightening silence that your true, primal power is hidden. The moment you finally stop feeding fear with external stimuli, excuses, and defensive reactions, it begins to rapidly starve. Its voice weakens, its dimensions diminish. And then, through the settling dust, you discover that beneath the thick layer of imposed anxiety, there always lay your pure, crystal clarity and unshakable peace. Your daily habits are the glue that holds your consciousness to the old, worn-out reality. To rewrite the script of your life, you must break the most fundamental habit, the habit of immediately reacting to discomfort. This is the highest form of spiritual self-mastery, to absorb your fear with every fiber of your being, yet continue to act from your iron purpose, not from your momentary fear. Insight 4, the attraction of chaos. Have you ever wondered why what you fear most ultimately begins to haunt you? In gender psychology and power dynamics, this manifests itself with frightening precision. Your panicky fear of losing your partner is the only and direct guarantee of their imminent loss. Why does this happen? Because fear instantly poisons and kills your natural attraction. It makes your behavior sticky, predictable, and pathetically dependent. Your brain switches from winner to victim mode in emergency mode, and those around you instantly detect this scent of weakness, at the level of their animal instincts. You frantically try to control others to at least slightly relieve your inner itch, but ultimately, you completely lose control of yourself. True, adult confidence comes only when you fully accept the worst-case scenario as an acceptable risk. At that moment, fear instantly evaporates, because it no longer has anything with which to blackmail you. Insight 5, the alchemy of the subconscious. Your fear isn't trash to be discarded. It's high-octane, raw fuel for your rise. In the rigorous philosophy of dark psychology, we don't throw fear away, we refine it into cold rage, into wild drive, into that unwavering will to win that sweeps away all obstacles. Just look back and honestly examine your most significant achievements. Weren't they born from that very moment when you were deathly afraid of ending up in poverty, in shameful loneliness, or in the dreary obscurity of existence? It was fear that gave you the initial impetus and energy for this leap, but only when you stopped fearing it and began to use it as a tool. Your power doesn't lie in becoming some kind of sterile and unfeeling being. Your true power lies in your ability to take this wild, searing fire of primal fear and channel it directly into the engine of your progress, transforming panic into disciplined action. Right now, you're beginning to feel it. That strange, almost forgotten tingling in your fingertips, that profound realization that you no longer have to be a slave to every impulse of your anxiety. You finally see that your fears are just absurd shadows on the wall, which only seemed like giant monsters because you held the flashlight in your trembling hands. The realization dawns on you that all this time, you've been feeding your executioners with your own hands. Every minute of your fruitless worry was a generous offering on the altar of your own weakness. But from this moment on, the kitchen is closed. The supplies are depleted. Your mind begins a process of profound neural rewiring. You begin to see your emotions as passing clouds in an endless sky. They can be stormy, they can be dark, they come and inevitably go, but the sky itself always remains motionless and eternal. You are that sky. Your confidence now grows not from your external, temporary successes, but from an inner, granite knowledge. You are capable of withstanding and processing absolutely any storm within yourself. And as soon as you sincerely stop running from your inner storm, all the external storms of the world instantly lose all meaning for you. Stop endlessly asking yourself, what if everything goes wrong? Start asking your subconscious a different question. Who will I become and what power will I gain when I walk through this fire? Your subconscious is a faithful servant, and it is already frozen in anticipation of your new, bold command. Right now, without further ado, acknowledge your secret addiction to your own fear. This has been your habitual, albeit painful, way of feeling alive in your comfort zone. But today, you are choosing to live a completely different life, the life of a predator, not a prey. Your new way of thinking is the cold, ambush-like mindset of a hunter, lurking in the depths of its fear, poised to leap at the right moment and plunder all its pent-up energy. You are no longer a random speck in an ocean of circumstances. You are the supreme architect of your psychic reality. Learn not just to tolerate, but to deeply appreciate your discomfort. The sharp pain of discomfort is the surest sign that your old, weak self is right now agonizing and dying, freeing up vital space for something far greater and more powerful. Do not interfere with this sacred process. Your future relationships, your financial freedom, your social influence, all of this will radically change the moment you recalibrate your internal radar from the frequency of survival to the frequency of expansion. People around you will begin to physically sense your new density, your inner stillness, and your steadfastness. You no longer waste time seeking salvation or external approval. You've discovered an inexhaustible source of power where you once saw only terrifying darkness and hopelessness. This is your personal dawn, which began in the very heart of your longest midnight. Yes, fear will try to return. It will scratch at your doors, using old, tried-and-true loopholes. But it will be surprised to discover that all the locks have long since been changed, and the master of the house no longer flinches at its barking or pays it any attention. You are the sole and absolute sovereign of your own soul. Your subconscious is your most devoted and powerful executor, and now it knows exactly whose orders it truly obeys. From now on, always choose conscious risk over illusory security. Choose the bitter truth over sweet, soporific lies. Choose your true purpose over your petty, imposed fears. Your hidden potential is truly enormous, and it has patiently awaited this moment for decades. All that colossal energy you previously wasted on empty anxiety is now completely at your disposal. Just imagine the empires you can build on this steel foundation. You are finally emerging from the labyrinth you've been building for all these years, brick by brick. The walls are crumbling before your eyes because you simply stopped believing in their reality and feeding them with your faith. Before you lies an endless, clear field of great possibilities. This path demands the highest courage, the courage to be completely honest with yourself, the courage to acknowledge your immense power and accept full responsibility for its use. The courage to stop pretending to be a small and frightened child once and for all. Your mind's darkest secret has finally been revealed. Fear is nothing more than a grandiose illusion created by your ego to protect something that no longer needs protection. You have grown. Your armor of yesterday has become your new, strong skin. You no longer feed your inner demons with your attention. You have tamed them and made them work for your greatness. And this is the only form of true freedom that makes any sense in this harsh world. Look at your palms right now. They no longer tremble. They contain all the concentrated power of your reborn, awakened subconscious. Now you hold in your hands not your fears, but your destiny. Stop looking for the saving light at the end of the long tunnel. Gather your courage and become that blinding light yourself. Your true path to greatness begins precisely at the point where your slavish willingness to fear and doubt ends. Your subconscious is either your most terrible and cramped prison, or your greatest, limitless power. Decide right now what exactly you will feed today.